Hello, my name is Devin Phillips,
And my name is Anna Roman.
and we're here to talk about military trauma and the effects of it on our clients. The first thing we're going to go over is PTSD and the effects of PTSD in the military. PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder, is just traumatic stress that affects about 11 to 20% of all veterans who have served in the military, which accounts to about 138,000 individuals whom have got diagnosed with PTSD from 2000 to 2015. The stages of PTSD include the impact stage, the denial stage, the rescue stage, there's the short-term recovery stage, and then the long-term reconstruction stage or recovery stage. There are several symptoms of PTSD if an individual is diagnosed by it, which is major depression, suicidal thoughts, general anxiety, social phobias, excessive compulsive disorder, as well as increased substance addiction. And PTSD, again, this happens to a large amount of our servicemen and women. After they witness a traumatic event, they come in with a stress, and that's why it's important for you to be aware of this, especially dealing with a client who has been in the military. And now for Anna to talk about sexual assault in the military.
So sexual assault and sexual harassment is one of the many reasons of the PTSD. So it was reported that 23% of women reported sexual assault when in the military. 55% of women and 38% of men experience sexual harassment within the military.
And now for me to talk a little bit about addiction and for individuals who are veterans or former service members. Addiction, when people are in service or leave service, is an ever complicated issue. Lately, there has been essentially an opioid epidemic for individuals who have left the military. A lot of former service members get prescribed painkillers, and in time they get addicted to those painkillers after getting legal prescriptions for them. And then after getting prescribed these painkillers, they so oftentimes go to other harder drugs such as fentanyl and heroin, which has deadly consequences for using them. It should also be noted that veterans, especially veterans with PTSD, have an increased chance of developing poor drinking habits such as binge drinking, as well as become alcoholics. Now back to Anna for some of the coping strategies as well as therapeutic measures to deal with PTSD as well as military trauma.
So PTSD can be treated. One of the ways that PTSD can be treated is through therapy. CBT, a cognitive processing therapy, prolonged exposure therapy, eye movement, desensation, and reprocessing, and obviously medications. Some of the medications include Prozac, Zoloft, and serotonin. Some of the coping strategies when having PTSD could be spending time with people, obviously counseling and therapy, clinical therapy, journaling, some lifestyle changes such as eating habits, exercising, and mindfulness such as yoga or any type of mindfulness activity could definitely help with PTSD.
And now we're gonna transition to a role play activity. The first role play I will be the clinician, and Miss Anna Roman will be our client. Miss Anna Roman is a recent veteran who just got home about 5 months ago from deployment, and who is showing signs of PTSD, and we'll just be discussing her trauma and the signs and symptoms of PTSD and how she can cope with it. Hello, Ms. Roman. How you doing today?
I'm okay.
All right. Oh, after reviewing your case and looking over your assessment, we have a conclusion that you have developed PTSD. Are you aware of PTSD or know much about it?
No.
Well, due to some of the things you've seen overseas, you developed post-traumatic stress disorder, which has us which is explains why you experience some of the symptoms of depression, anxiety, sleepless nights that you've been going through. And it's okay though, because it's a very common thing. You're not the only one, you're not the only veteran to be going through this. And we know that it has had an impact on your life and your family, but it's okay because we're here to help you through it. Right now, we believe that you are in the, um, you know, the rescue stage because of this. So you do admit that you do have some of the signs and symptoms of it, and we're here to like help you progress through the short-term recovery and then the long-term recovery stage. It is a process, but we'll be here for you during this whole process to get through it. Just so you're aware of, we believe that we want to use cognitive behavior therapy on you. Are you aware of that at all? CBT therapy?
No.
Essentially, what we're going to be doing is like an intensive 12-week therapy to help you and go to the just some of the root causes of some of your thinking patterns and help you assist you in helping remanage how you think and how you access certain situations. On top of that, we're going to look into medication, but we're not going to make an informed decision on medication just yet. And so just you don't have to worry about that or anything. But again, we're not saying you need it, but we're going to look into it to see if there's a possibility. Do you have any questions so far, or because again, this is what you're going through is, common. You're not the only person going through that. There are many support groups for veterans that are experiencing PTSD if you want to connect with them. And there is a community out there for you to reach out to. And one of the best things we suggest is for you to develop coping strategies to deal with this. Some of the coping strategies that you can develop are, first, just spending time with your loved ones. You mentioned that you have a son that's about 12. Spend time with him. Do that. On top of that, make sure you try to get, a proper diet and exercise. Also mindfulness activities. Try to clear your mind in different ways to be able to calm yourself down in stressful situations. And also look into creative projects. Art is always useful. If you write, you journal, you paint, you sculpt, those are ways you can handle, the stress that you're going through from the trauma that you experienced overseas. Do you have any questions so far? Or anything?
No.
Okay, good. Well, again, we're here to support you. We're here to help, and reach out to us if you need us anytime or to give you more information about the support groups in your area.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. So now we're gonna transition. I will be the clinician and Devin will be the client. And in this case, the client will be the son of Anna, and his mom was recently diagnosed with PTSD. Hi, Devin. Thank you for coming in and meeting with me. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Just worried about my mom.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's why we're here, right?
Yeah, that's why we're here.
I just wanted to share with you that your mom was recently diagnosed with what we believe is PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Are you familiar with what it is?
I think I heard about it on like a movie or two, but not really.
Okay. Well, as you know, your mom did quite some time in the military. So what PTSD is when a person experiences a traumatic event, what like what your mom did while she was out in in the military, she experiences recollections of the event. So she'll have like flashbacks, nightmares, and things that will put her, not at ease and, in fear and anxiety during this time because it was a traumatic event. Such as somebody who would, for example, was in a really bad car accident. You will see that the person will rehab that experience or have flashbacks or anything of that nature, and will be essentially reliving the event in their. So I just wanted to go over some things that you might see, some symptoms that you might see um, by your mom. So some of the things you will see is that your mom will be jumpy at times. And these are things that she probably is already experiencing, but just ensuring that it's okay. And this is the reason why these things are happening. These symptoms are happening because of the diagnosis. So some of the things you will see that your mom will probably be jumpy. Um, she will probably have difficult feeling positive emotions. So like, for example, if it's, you guys are at dinner and it's, a happy environment, you probably will see that your mom will probably not be as engaged, or she probably just want to be happy or at that specific time. Um, you'll probably see that she'll be avoiding people, places, and things related to anything. Um, you probably will see her having flashbacks. You'll probably see, like I mentioned, nightmares or even insomnia. So she might have difficult sleeping and staying asleep. She might have trouble concentrating, and she'll probably have um, reduced interest in favorite activities. So something like she probably used a bike before and she probably doesn't have is not interested in any of those things anymore. Anger and irritability, you probably will see self isolation. So she'll probably see her feeling distant. Um, Probably see negative thoughts about herself and the world. Memory loss, um, she'll probably have a conversation, like, hey mom, do you remember this when this happened? She probably can't exactly pinpoint exactly of the event. Um, and such as, maybe like a birthday or something, you know. Um, and she'll probably have like intrusive thoughts. So like I mentioned before, she might have triggers. For example, the example that I used about the car accident. So if, a person who was really bad car accident, probably will have the fear of getting in a car, or you probably see them, when they're in that environment. So it's just, treating it like that. Um, so I just want to reiterate that, this is not, what your mom is going through is temporarily. So you'll definitely see a lot of changes, and we're here to support. Um, do not, it's not your fault. We don't want you to feel that it is not, but we want to help with supporting you and making sure that you are supported. And if you need any, we want you to jump on board with her treatment too. So maybe later on, we probably can um, introduce family therapy. Is that something that you will be interested in?
Yeah, because it's like I think I would be very interested in family therapy, because like this has affected me a little bit as well, because it's like I want to support my mom, and sometimes I do get a little down and depressed because of how my mom acts and her being stressed and her sometimes like, being on the edge all the time. But you seem to explain it well, and especially kind of say like, like she sometimes want to avoid things. She didn't want to go hang out on 4th of July. I was kind of confused by that, but it might have been because of like, the fireworks going off, because a reminder or something. And just like the car accident you said. So I feel like, the family therapy would help. I feel like if we work together and, someone explains like how I can help support her and how like she might be accidentally hurting me, we can all, solve this and get together.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, we definitely do want to support and treat your mom as best as we can. And you know, having you on board um with her treatment, it will definitely be helpful. Just keep in mind that all of the changes that will be happening, keep in mind of all the symptoms and her behaviors that she might be experiencing. And just, you know, keeping in thought that it is not your fault, you know, based off of her behavior and her emotions and stuff. We do not want you to feel that you're ever at fault, or you're feeling depressed, because as you mentioned, you said that you don't, you know, now you can kind of have, you know, what is the reasoning behind um, her behaviors.
Thank you. Thank you. That helps a lot. This helps a lot. Thank you. Like, I'm glad you explained this to me.
Well, thank you, Devin. And as I mentioned, we're here for both you and your mom, and we hope to see you next week.
All right, thank you. Well, this is our presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'm Devin, and
Anna Roman.
I hope you learned something today. Thank you.